Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today to hear all about our top 7 rail vacations in the USA and Canada with Amtrak Vacations. I want to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Jackie Malecki. I will be your webinar presenter today. And I'm really excited because at the end of this presentation, I'll be giving away a $100 Amtrak Vacations gift certificate to one lucky attendee. So stay tuned. But also at the end, I'll be announcing some exclusive discounts just for all of you for taking the time and joining me today. Now, I do want to make sure I let you all know about our endless summer sale that is currently running. This is a sale that's available to the public, but again, I have some more discounts just for all of you I'll announce later. But this sale just started today, and it's good until August 3rd, so until next Friday. And it's to save $200 per couple when you upgrade to a roomette accommodation and $300 per couple if you upgrade to a bedroom accommodation. So some great savings for those last minute vacations that you want to take this year. Now, there is a handout you can download. It's right on the right-hand side of your screen that has some of the packages I'll talk about today and some great information on it. If you do have any questions while I'm going through this presentation, please feel free to type it into your questions box. And then at the end of the presentation, I'll make sure to leave a little bit of time so I can get to those questions. So with that, let's get right to it. So why should you travel with Amtrak Vacations? Well, first of all, it's a bucket list experience to travel by train. You're going to see some amazing sights, beautiful parts of the country you would never experience by flying or driving. And we can take you to some really great national parks and destinations as well. There's room to roam on board, so you're not stuck in your seat the whole time. You can get up, walk around, maybe go to the lounge car, dining car, grab some food there. It's less hassle when you book with us because we take care of everything for you. We're booking not just your train to get you to your destination, but we're also taking care of your hotel accommodations in the different cities that you're visiting and all the tours, sightseeing, and activities you're going to want to do in those cities. The train offers city-to-city service. What I mean by this is the train will pick you up right in the heart of one city and bring you right to the next, right to downtown, city center location. So let's take New York City, for example. You can take the train right to Penn Station. You're just a few blocks from Times Square versus flying into JFK, LaGuardia. You're trying to commute, fight all the traffic into the city. It takes quite a bit of time. So again, the train will take you right there to the city. You can satisfy your hunger on board the train. There's a dining car on all the long distance trains, but there's also a snack car if you just want to grab a quick bite to eat. And we have lots of flexibility with our packages. We can adjust the number of days in each city. We can make it shorter, longer. We can add rail from your hometown to bring you to the starting point. So many different options when it comes to our vacation packages. We always want to make sure we're giving you the right vacation for your needs. Now, a question we always get asked is, where can I start my rail vacation? You can start it from any of the 500 Amtrak stations. If there's a train station right in your hometown, you can begin the journey from there if there's a local station. We can certainly add that rail right to the starting city of the package. So lots of different options for you. Now, I always love showing this map of the Amtrak route system because people are always so surprised to see it in all the destinations that Amtrak services. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind while I'm going through some of these packages in just a bit is how you can get to the start, home at the end. So I mentioned we can add the rail from your hometown local Amtrak station, but did you know you also have the option to fly to the starting city, train city to city, and fly home at the end? So again, lots of flexibility, different combinations we can put together. Just let us know what works best for you. It really depends on how much time you have for your vacation, where you live versus where you're trying to get to, we can also recommend some of the best options. Some of the great things about traveling on the train is that there's no middle seat. You don't have to worry about that. And of course, it's the views. Here is a picture of the observation car that's on most of the long distance trains. It's a great place to hang out. Everyone is welcome to go there, relax for a bit, and really just take in some of those scenic views. We all know how it is on a plane. You're staring out the window at endless clouds going by you versus on the train, maybe you're on the Coast Starlight, traveling along the California coast with great views of the Pacific Ocean, or you're taking the train into Chicago where you have some great views of the skyline before arriving in Union Station, or you may be traveling on the California Zephyr, going through the Rocky Mountains, winding through them and through Colorado. Now, in all of our packages for the cities that you're going to, we have a variety of hotels for you to choose from. So we always try to find the best hotel that fits into your needs. So whether you're looking for a Marriott property, a Fairmont, you stay at Holiday Inns, Hiltons, you're looking for maybe a boutique hotel, or you're going to one of the national parks and you want to stay right at those lodges there, we can take care of all that for you. So lots of different options. We do have a few different types of products. So today I'll mostly talk about our independent rail journeys, and I'll tell you about the top 7 that we have. Independent rail journeys are our multi-city trips where you're taking the train from city to city. We do include the hotel accommodations and all the sightseeing tours in the different places that you're going to. We have our rail and sail program, so you can take a nice scenic train ride out to Seattle, spend a few nights there exploring the city before boarding Norwegian cruise lines and doing an Alaska cruise. We have our rail getaways. Those are our single city trips. We add the train from your hometown or local Amtrak station. And of course, we have our packages going out to the beautiful national parks. Now, before I get into the overall top 7 rail vacations that we have, I just wanted to make sure I let you know about a few last minute getaways that people have been booking nonstop these last few weeks, because these are perfect for weekend, summer, or fall getaways, especially as we're about to approach August. Can't believe summer is almost over. I am certainly in denial about that, but it's not too late to book that last minute summer getaway. We have our Niagara Falls Ultimate Getaway. This one here, it's 4 days. You can certainly extend it, make it 5 or 6 days if you'd like. We do include the Niagara Falls Adventure Pass, so that gets you admission to the journey behind the falls. So you actually go right behind the Horseshoe Falls, which are pictured here, into the caves there. It also includes the Hornblower boat cruise, so you can actually go up to the falls, kind of see them from the front side there. And just that mist is roaring, the falls roaring down. You feel that mist on you. Really incredible. Lots of other inclusions in that package as well. We have our DC Ultimate Getaway, so you can go down and visit our nation's capital. You can see some of the great monuments like the Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument, Jefferson Memorial. This one here is a great family package. It's a great family destination going to DC, whether you want to bring the kids or grandkids before they go back to school. Again, not too late to book these for summer travel. We have some packages going to New Orleans. You can go visit the Big Easy. And we do add the train from your local Amtrak station to bring you to these destinations. And we have our San Francisco Ultimate Getaway. So again, just quickly wanted to mention the top 4 getaways that we've been seeing this month for last minute summer and fall travel. So with that, I do want to get into our top 7 rail vacations in the USA and Canada. To kick it off, we have our Grand National Parks with Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon. This package here, it is round trip from Chicago. Now, whenever you see that red arrow with the 1 in it, that means it's an overnight on the train. So you will be sleeping on the train there. You'll see it throughout today's presentation and online. So with this one, again, you're going to leave Chicago do that overnight train on the California Zephyr, travel through the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, making your way to Salt Lake City. You'll spend a night in Salt Lake City, and then the next day you're going to have a transfer that will bring you to your hotel in Yellowstone. Yellowstone is widely considered the first national park, and it's also a geological treasure with its hot springs and all the geysers throughout the park. We do include a full day sightseeing tour for you, and in that one it goes throughout the lower loops. You will see some of those amazing views, some great wildlife. You'll see the most famous geyser of them all, Old Faithful. Then after spending 2 nights in Yellowstone, you'll head back down to Salt Lake City. And that evening, you're going to catch the California Zephyr train, making your way to San Francisco. On that route, you're actually going to pass through the beautiful Sierra Nevadas. So we have you staying in San Francisco for 2 nights, and we do include a full day tour taking you out to Yosemite National Park. On that tour there, you'll see all the amazing sights of Yosemite, including Yosemite Falls, Tunnel View, which is probably one of the most famous overlooks and vistas of Yosemite. You'll also see El Capitan, which is a granite monolith that goes 3,000 feet up in the air. It's known all over the world, especially in the rock climbing community. So then from San Francisco, once you return there after your tour, you'll spend the night. Then you'll take the Coast Starlight train down to Los Angeles. You'll have a night there. The next day, you can do some sightseeing and exploring of LA. And then you'll take the Southwest Chief train over to Williams, Arizona. You're going to arrive in Williams in the morning, so we do include breakfast for you at the Grand Canyon Railway Hotel. So you can have a nice big breakfast before you board Grand Canyon Railway and make your way up to the South Rim. Once you arrive to the South Rim of the canyon, we have a great tour included for you that's going to take you to all the most scenic overlooks of the canyon. And then you'll be able to spend the night right there at the South Rim. The next day, the morning is at your leisure. I always recommend waking up early, seeing the beautiful sunrise over the canyon there. But then you have free time if you want to do some hiking, you certainly can. Or if you just want to sit back, relax, just take in those amazing views, you also have the option to do that. Then in the afternoon, you'll take Grand Canyon Railway back down to Williams, where you'll catch the train in the evening, making your way back to Chicago. And that there is our Grand National Park strip featuring Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon, a 13-day bucket list adventure. Now, for anyone looking to explore some of the national parks, but maybe you're looking just for one of them, something a little bit shorter, we have our Rails to the Grand Canyon. This is perfect for those starting from the California area. You can see it's round trip from Los Angeles, but we can easily add the rail from San Diego or San Francisco or from wherever your local Amtrak station is for you to begin this journey. It is an overnight train from Los Angeles over to Williams. Then you'll arrive in Williams in the morning. We have breakfast for you. Then you can actually go outside. They do a Wild West shootout show right there, right before you board the Grand Canyon Railway. Then you'll travel through the beautiful Ponderosa Pine Forest as you head up to the South Rim. And there you'll see one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Grand Canyon is a year-round destination. It actually sees over 5 million visitors every year. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles long and 18 miles wide. Now in this package here, we do include 2 nights right at the South Rim, so right at the canyon's edge for you. And you do have that tour included, but you also have a full free day to go hiking and exploring before the next day heading back down to Williams on Grand Canyon Railway, and then making your way back to Los Angeles. And that is our Rails to the Grand Canyon 5-day adventure. We have our Northern Rail Experience. And this one is a great option for those that want to experience the train and really take in the scenic landscapes of America. It's round trip from Chicago, but we do have other departure points available. So just let us know where you're traveling from because we have different variations and we can certainly adjust this so it fits right into your travel needs. But this one here for Northern Rail Experience, you're going to begin in Chicago. You'll hop on the train there. You'll take the Empire Builder through the North Dakota Plains, through Montana and Big Sky Country, through Glacier National Park. You'll travel through the Cascades and then end in Seattle. In Seattle, we have you spending a night there, and we do include a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour for you. So this tour will take you all around the city. You can hop on and off the tour bus as you please. So you can visit some great places like Pioneer Square, Pike Place Market. You can hop off at the Space Needle. You can see it pictured here just towering over the Seattle skyline. Absolutely amazing. From Seattle, you'll take the Coast Starlight train south to San Francisco. And in San Francisco, we do include that hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour for you. So you can visit Ghirardelli Square. You'll definitely have to check out one of their delicious ice cream sundaes that they have. You can go to Union Square, do some shopping, go to Fisherman's Wharf for some great seafood. We also include a tour of Muir Woods. So you'll cross the Golden Gate Bridge, head out to Muir Woods, and you can take a stroll through the towering redwoods. Then you'll visit Sausalito, which is a charming coastal town on the opposite side of San Francisco of the bay. So really great views looking back across at the city. And then we include a sightseeing cruise for you as well as you make your way back to San Francisco. So you'll pass right by Alcatraz Island. And that there is our Northern Rail Experience. 9-day adventure starting in Chicago, heading to Seattle, down to San Francisco, and then ending back in Chicago. Now, for anyone looking for a full cross-country rail journey, here is the trip for you. This one is our Grand Rail Experience. Starts in Chicago. You're going to take the Empire Builder train over to Seattle, then head down to Los Angeles, over to New Orleans, up to DC, and then head back to Chicago. This one features some of the most amazing landscapes and train routes, including that Empire Builder one from Chicago to Seattle. It features the Coast Starlight, which is one of my favorite routes, especially along the California coast and along the Pacific Ocean. You can literally see the surfers in the water there. So really cool. From LA, you'll head over to New Orleans, where you can check out the French Quarter, enjoy some live jazz music there. Continue your journey over to DC. We have a great tour included for you there, which is the Monuments by Moonlight tour. So it's really great seeing all the monuments throughout DC during the day, but it's even more incredible seeing them at night when they're all lit up. So you'll see things like the Lincoln Memorial, the White House, the Capitol building, all under the moonlight with its lights there. So really incredible. And that there is our Grand Rail Experience, a 14-day bucket list cross-country adventure. Now, for anyone looking to check out the best of the Pacific Northwest, we have our Seattle, Vancouver, and Victoria rail journey. This one begins in Seattle. Again, you have that hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour to take you all around the city, so you don't have to worry about taxis or trying to figure out public transportation. That tour will take you to all the hot spots you're looking to go to. We also include admission to the Space Needle, so you can go up to the top there for great views of downtown Seattle, Elliott Bay, and on a clear day, you can also see Mount Rainier off at a distance. And we also include admission to the Chihuly Garden and Glass exhibit. That's located right by the base of the Space Needle. and it has these beautiful glass-blown sculptures that have all been created and put together to resemble a garden. From Seattle, you're going to take the Amtrak Cascades train across the border into Canada, ending in Vancouver, British Columbia. In Vancouver, you have the hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour. Again, great way to see the city. So you can visit Stanley Park, Canada Place, Granville Island, check out the marketplace there. We also include admission to the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. So that's actually going to take you outside of downtown. You're going to go a little bit into the mountains, into the forest there. And it has a suspension bridge right over the gorge. So you can walk right across that. They also have a treetop walk, bridges that are connecting them there, as well as a cliff walk that juts out over the gorge a bit. So really unique, incredible experience. And then from Vancouver, you're going to take a scenic ferry ride over to Victoria. There we include that hop on, hop off sightseeing tour, and you'll see we include them in a lot of our packages. And that's because it really is the best way to experience a new city. I always love doing them because it'll take me all around. That's how I can get familiar with the area. They're also narrated tours, so you have a guide there that's telling you about the history of the different cities, but also talking about the city in modern times. They'll even give some suggestions for great places for lunch, dinner, just overall tips and things you should see in that city. With this one here in Victoria, it'll take you to see the Parliament buildings that you can see pictured right here. It's really incredible seeing it during the day, but awesome at night too when it's all lit up, especially as the sun is setting, it's getting dark there. You can visit the Inner Harbor, Fisherman's Wharf, you can see the houseboats there. Then we also include admission to Bouchard Gardens. The Bouchard Gardens are 55 acres of perfectly manicured grounds. There's over 900 different types of plants and flowers to be found throughout the gardens. And that there is our Seattle, Vancouver, and Victoria rail journey, 7-day trip. When this one ends in Victoria, you do have the option of taking the ferry back to Vancouver or to Seattle. So just let us know what works best for you based on if you're trying to fly back, take the train back. We can also help you out with some suggestions on what would be best. Another amazing trip is our Canadian Rockies Discovery eastbound with Seattle. We have a few different versions of this, but this one here is by far the most popular as it's the most inclusive. You get to see some amazing destinations here. It'll start in Seattle with one night, where we do have admission to the Space Needle, the Chihuly Garden and Glass exhibit. Then you'll take the train up to Vancouver. You have that hop on, hop off city tour to check out all the great hotspots of Vancouver. We do include admission to the Vancouver Lookout. Great views from up there, looking at downtown Vancouver, Cole Harbor. You can see Stanley Park. You can even see all the mountains surrounding Vancouver off at a distance. We have a day trip taking you out to Victoria, where we do include admission to the Bouchard Gardens. Victoria is also known as the City of Gardens, and it gets its name because of the abundance of flowers that it has throughout the downtown areas, throughout the Inner Harbor. As you can see, one of the many flower beds in front of the Parliament buildings here. When you visit Victoria, you will certainly understand where it gets its name from. It's a very unique city and absolutely beautiful. So then you'll take the ferry in the evening, making your way back to Vancouver, where you'll spend the night. Then the next day, you'll board the train and you're going to take Via Rail from Vancouver over to Jasper. On that train route, it isn't overnight, but you'll pass through the Fraser Valley and the Canadian Rockies, and then you'll make your way into Jasper. So again, you'll arrive in Jasper in the morning, so you have free time to explore the town, check out some of the shops, some of the restaurants there. Then the next day, we have the Icefields Parkway excursion included for you. So with that, It's going to be your tour, but also a transfer from Jasper down into Banff. And it's going to make a stop along the way, and you're going to board this specially designed Ice Explorer vehicle. Has these huge snow tires on it because it's actually going to go onto Athabasca Glacier. So you can get off, walk around. So it's a really different, unique experience because you get to go onto an actual glacier in the Canadian Rockies. I always tell people to bring a water bottle because there's actually a little stream that will run through it and you can fill up your water bottle with some of that fresh glacier water. So really clean and crisp to try. And then that tour will end dropping you off at your hotel in Banff. In Banff, we do include the Mountain Lakes and Waterfalls tour. So that'll take you all around Banff National Park. And you'll also go out and visit Lake Louise, which is one of the most popular and most famous lakes in the Canadian Rockies. You have lots of free time too in Lake Louise to check it out, explore, you can walk around, or just sit back and relax and just enjoy Lake Louise and all of its beauty. And then from Banff, we do include a transfer taking you over to Calgary, where you'll spend the night. And then the next day, you can fly home from Calgary. And that is our Canadian Rockies Discovery eastbound with Seattle. So again, begins in Seattle, and you head over to Vancouver with a day trip out to Victoria, travel through the Rockies, making your way to Jasper, and then down the Canadian Rockies and the Icefields Parkway, one of the most scenic highways in the world, ending in Banff, touring there, and then heading to Calgary. Now, the last package I'll talk about, but certainly not least, is our Glacier National Park Express. Glacier National Park is over 1 million acres of beautiful, pristine landscapes. This package here begins in Chicago. You have a great architecture tour through the Chicago River. You have some free time to check out Millennium Park. You can see the Cloud Gate sculpture, which is pictured here on the left there. It's also been nicknamed the Bean. It was actually designed to resemble liquid mercury, and it reflects the Chicago skyline, but it also kind of distorts it a little bit. So it makes for some incredible pictures there. Then from Chicago, you'll take the train to Glacier National Park. There is no easier way to get to the park than by train. And I say this because when you get off the train, it's just 208 steps to the front lobby of the Glacier Park Lodge. That's right where we have you staying. It's a beautiful historic property there. Glacier National Park, it's in northern Montana, so it's a very remote location. There's no major airport servicing it, and it's a far drive. So why not just sit back, relax on the train, enjoy the landscapes, and we will bring you right there, right to your hotel. And then when you're in Glacier National Park, we have a full day Big Sky Circle tour included for you. So that'll take you throughout the park. You'll travel on the famous Going to the Sun Road, and it's done on these open top red jammer buses, so you really can take in all that fresh mountain air. It also stops at Goat Lick, where you can do some wildlife viewing, and it goes to Lake McDonald, one of the largest lakes in the park. We do include a boat cruise on Two Medicine Lake for you as well. And then from Glacier National Park, you'll continue your train journey over to Seattle. And that there is our Glacier National Park Express 10-day trip, starting in Chicago, heading to Glacier National Park, and then ending in Seattle. So now that you've heard about some amazing rail vacations and the top 7 that we have, it's time for you to decide which one to go with. And once you pick that, then it's time to pack for the trip. So how do you pack for a rail vacation? On the train, you're allowed to bring 2 free carry-on bags, and you can also check 2 bags as well, free of charge. I always recommend when you're on the train, just bring your small carry-on with stuff that you're going to need on board, and check those larger bags. This way you don't even have to worry about it. Again, you can check those free of charge. So I've talked a lot about the different accommodations on the train, kind of highlighted, what you can do. It's great to travel on board, but I kind of wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the different types and the different options that you have. There's coach accommodations. Coach on the train, it's not like coach on the airlines at all. It's 2 and 2. There's no middle seat. You can see from this picture here, there's lots of leg room for you to stretch out. The seats, they do recline back at about a 45-degree angle, and you're not stuck in your coach seat the whole time you're on the train. You can get up, walk around, you can go to the dining car, grab a bite to eat. You can also go to the lounge car, which is another place to relax and take in some of those great views. That's a great thing about the train, is just exploring everything that it has to offer, not being stuck there. Stretch out those legs, really enjoy the experience of Amtrak and train travel. People are so friendly on board too. I love hanging out in the observation cars. You get to meet some of your fellow passengers and you'll learn about some of the amazing places that they've been to. And who knows, they may have also been to a city that you're traveling to and they might have some great tips and advice for you. So coach accommodations, again, very comfortable for daytime travel. We have people that do overnights in coach, but I always highly recommend people upgrade to one of the sleeping accommodations if they are doing an overnight on the train, because this is where you really get that full Amtrak experience. There's two different types. There's the roomette accommodation. So it's 2 seats that face each other during the day. Then at night, it's bunk beds. At the end of the train car, there's a private but shared bathroom and shower, and it's exclusively for people with roomette accommodations. The other option is the bedroom. So it's a little bit larger. You still have the 2 seats in there, although one of the seats is kind of more like a couch. You can easily fit 2 people side by side. That's actually the one that will fold down to be the lower bunk at night, and then there's the upper bunk. The biggest difference is the bedroom has its own bathroom and shower right in that room. So that is your private bathroom that you have. You don't have to share that with anyone else. The great thing about doing one of the sleepers is all the meals are included in the dining car. So it really is a great value that you're getting. Again, I talked about the sightseeing lounge car. Just great place to hang out, get out of your room, out of your coach seat there. Just sit back, relax, soak in some of those amazing views. There's also the dining car on the train. The food on Amtrak really is amazing, and they have quite a variety on the menu too. So for breakfast, they'll have things like omelets. For lunch, they'll have burgers, salads, sandwiches. For dinner, they'll have pasta, steak. Their desserts are great. Their cheesecake and tiramisu are probably my favorite ones. And they also do have a snack car on all of the trains. So if you just want to grab a quick bite, you can certainly do that. You also have the option to bring your own snacks on board. Now, today I just talked about a few of the packages and some of the destinations that we have, but we have over 50 destinations that we service and so many more packages and different variations. So to check it all out, you can go to amtrakvacations.com and click right on our destinations tab there. In addition to searching by destination, you can also search by train route or search by some of the top stations where you may be departing from. So let's say, for example, you really want to travel through the Rocky Mountains. You want to travel on the California Zephyr. Click on that train route, click on California Zephyr, and it's going to pull up all of the packages we have that travel along that route. So that'll help to give you some great ideas for your next vacation. And you can also review our trip planning section that has more information on the different accommodations on the train. It'll talk about the meals and dining, some packing tips, and so much more. Now, how do you book one of our rail vacations? There's a couple different ways. You can give us a call at 1-800-AMTRAK2. That's 1-800-268 7252. You can visit our website, amtrakvacations.com, and you can also reach out to your local travel agent. Now, I want to talk about some great discounts because everyone loves saving money, especially on their vacations there. So we have some great ones you can take advantage of. For anyone that's traveling with children, so children are ages 2 to 12, they receive a 50% discount on the rail portion. Seniors, anyone over the age of 65, great news, you can save 10% on the rail. And active military and their families will also save 10% on the rail portion. Now for the exciting discount, which is the exclusive one just for all of you for taking the time and joining me today. If you upgrade to a sleeping accommodation on a package, we will give you $100 off per couple. So that's an additional $50 off per person. With this, you do have to book by August 8th, and that promo code is CAUSA123. So I'll leave this up here for a minute so you guys can all grab a pen, jot down that promo code. Again, CAUSA123. And that's for $100 off per couple on a sleeping accommodation. Now, I did mention in the beginning our endless summer sale. That exclusive discount is in addition to this summer sale. So this one here is the one that's available to the public for everyone, but for all of you, we are adding the additional $100 onto these rates. So it's really $300 off per couple when you upgrade to the roomette accommodation and $400 off per couple when you upgrade to the bedroom accommodation. To take advantage of this endless summer sale, though, you will have to book by August 3rd. So again, you need to book by next Friday. So some great savings that we have on our packages. We still have some availability at the national parks. It's a perfect time to book those last minute summer travels or get some fall vacations booked now. Take advantage of these savings. Now, if you didn't get a chance to download the handout yet, certainly recommend you do that. It's right on the right-hand side of the screen. Just click on that. You can download it, and it'll talk about the trips that I mentioned today. And if you do have any questions, again, please feel free to type those into your questions box. Looks like we do have some time, so I'd love to get to those questions. Now, before I go ahead and answer those questions, though, I do want to make sure I announce our lucky $100 Amtrak Vacations gift certificate winner, and that winner is Edward Skaggs. So congratulations, Edward. You now have $100 to put towards your next Amtrak Vacations trip. All right, let's get to some of those questions. We have one from Steve. I'm nearly handicapped. How hard is it to get to the bedroom, and how big is the bedroom? So great question, Steve. Amtrak is handicap accessible, and they actually have a specific handicap accessible bedroom. So if you do need that, just give us a call. We can go ahead, book that for you, because that room will be larger than the bedroom. So this way you have plenty of space in there, and you will be very comfortable. If you do the bedroom, again, your meals are all included in the dining car. But if you're having any trouble walking about the train, no worries at all. Just let your train car attendant know, and they can actually bring meals to you to make things easy for you. So you really can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. We have a question. Let's see here. Sorry, there's a lot of questions coming in. We have one from Carol. Is your hop on, hop off, are they guided tours? So Carol, great question. Yes, they are guided tours. So there's a tour guide on them. Some of them are also live narrated. So it does vary by cities, but all of them are guided. So you will learn about the history of the city, again, kind of, the great hot spots, and it'll take you to all those different destinations. So they're continuously running throughout the city. So it may be every 20, 30 minutes they're picking up. Again, it depends on the city, but they're pretty frequent that they go through. So you can easily hop off. Let's say you're in Seattle, for example. You can hop off at the Space Needle. We include admission for you to go right to the top in most of our packages. You can check that out. When you get back down, there'll be another bus coming by. Hop on that one and maybe continue along to the waterfront or Pike Place Market. So lots of options for you. We have a question from Craig. Which trips require a passport? And does the passport card work for rail crossings? So when it comes to our packages, including Canada, we will need the passport information at the time of booking because we do have to put that with the train reservation. The passport card is acceptable for going into Canada, so you can also provide that number for us. We have a question from Fides. In the Romette area, how many showers and toilets are there? So that's a great question. It varies train to train. For the Romettes, typically it's one shower that they have, and they'll have one or two toilets that are there. So again, keep in mind it's only people that have the Romettes that are sharing that. So there's not too many people. I've never had an issue waiting for a shower, bathroom, anything like that. For the bathrooms too, you can also go to any of the other train cars and use the coach accommodations one. There's a few that are by the lounge car, dining car area, so lots of different options for that. Question from Linda. Does it cost more if you're a single person traveling? So definitely give us a call for that if you are a single person traveling. Sometimes, it may be a little bit more because there's more, if you're not sharing the cost of the hotel, splitting that up, anything like that. But for all of the promos, all the discounts, that does apply to all of our single travelers out there too. So certainly give us a call because you can take advantage of the great savings. We have a question from Craig. Can you use the $100 savings and the end of summer savings? You certainly can. So great question. Those are combinable. Keep in mind that Endless Summer Sale does end next Friday though. So don't wait to book. You definitely want to take advantage of those savings. The phones have been ringing off the hooks today. So space is going quickly. So definitely give us a call. This way we can go ahead and book those trips for you. We have a question from Gordon. Can days be added at stops along the route? They certainly can. For any of the packages that I talked about today, or really any of her packages online, we can extend the time in different cities. So I talked about our Northern Rail experience, which is round trip from Chicago, includes one night Seattle and 2 in San Francisco. If you want to make it 3 Seattle, 3 San Francisco, no worries. Just let us know or let your travel agent know, and we can go ahead and customize that for you. If you also want to make additional stops along the way, let's say from Seattle to San Francisco, you want to stop in Portland for a night or two. No worries. We can also do that for you. We have a question from Pam. Can you get the discount if booked by deadline for travel in 2019, or do you have to travel by a certain date? So great question. The savings does apply for 2019 travel as well. So if you're looking to book early, go ahead. You can certainly do that, and we'll apply all these savings to a 2019 trip. We have a question from Jerry. Is the Yellowstone option available in the winter? So the specific package that I talked about, that one is not available in the winter, but we do have Yellowstone winter vacations. So if you're looking to do Yellowstone in the winter, just give us a call and we can certainly go ahead. We can put that together for you. Or you can go to amtrakvacations.com, click on that destinations tab, click on Yellowstone, and you'll see the Yellowstone in winter option. We have a question from Rocky. On a round trip package, can you start anywhere on the route if the train passes through your hometown? Yes, we certainly can do that. That does happen quite frequently. We can adjust any of the packages to start from your hometown. You don't necessarily have to go to Chicago. Maybe you live in Minneapolis. No worries, we can start the journey from there. You don't have to backtrack at all. Just let us know where you're coming from. We can also help you out if you're not sure the best option where to start from. Just let us know where you live, and our agents or your travel agent can look up, where the closest station would be and kind of what would make the most sense for the itinerary that you're looking into. Question from Lawrence, is internet service available on the longer excursions? So sometimes it is, it varies from train to train. And most of the long distance routes, though, typically you may not have included Wi Fi. And that's just because the train's going through some very remote locations. So, for example, I've talked about the California Zephyr, which goes through Colorado. I mean, it literally winds around the Rocky Mountains there. Sometimes it's going through some big tunnels, so you won't have, Wi-Fi service reception, anything like that there. But it's a great time to kind of unplug from everything. I feel like it's rare we get to do that these days. We're so dependent on technology that I love taking the train because it's a time that I can just shut off the phone, disconnect from the computer, sit back, and just truly relax and enjoy it. Question from Carol. If you extend nights somewhere, do you take your luggage off because you would be getting on another train? Yes, exactly. So anytime you're stepping off the train, you definitely want to grab your luggage and take that with you. So it looks like that's all we have time for questions today, but I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. And I do apologize if I didn't get a chance to get to your question. Please give us a call at 1-800-268-7252. Reach out to your local travel agent. We are here standing by to help answer any questions or help you book your next vacation. So again, thank you so much everyone for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation, learned a lot about Amtrak Vacations and some of our great destinations. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.